How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggly with It. And I still have the camera zoomed out. I will, and the camera's still zoomed out. Hang on, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Not as far as I need it. Either way, that was from our two-player game. Either way, you guys can see some games that are back behind me. Those, of course, are for Extra Life. We are doing Extra Life. We're calling for charity. There's a video up. You can see how that works, or just click the link down below on Linktree. Go out to the Extra Life page, and you can get more details there. Either way, what we're doing today, besides, for whatever reason, having this kind of voice today, is we are playing Cloud's War Tales. I don't know if the Cloud stays S. I think that's just on this rule book. I think on the campaign it just says Cloud. Nuvitrum. So this is a very unique deck builder game that can be played as a co-op, it can be played as solo, and it can also be played as a competitive game. Unique in the sense of the way that you use the deck building mechanics, which we'll go over through the playthrough. I'm going to play the solo playthrough. I was debating playing a two-handed co-op, but the publisher doesn't recommend that. They say it kind of, it's hard to, I guess, get your head around. Now, I don't know, I didn't try. If you play two-handed most of the time anyways with most other games, you may be fine, but I think they just wanted to make sure that I had a good representation of what the game played like without me making mistakes. That just says they haven't watched my videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip over and we will go ahead and go over the game. So our setup, this does take up a lot of room because the board does have a lot of space. The reason for that is because when you have your different characters out here, they've left room for you to be able to have the items displayed. So this, for example, is an item, right? So they've kind of left the space. So it does take up quite a bit of room. I've got about 4 fingers width down on the bottom and probably a hand width at the top of my table. And this is a Jasper table for anybody trying to figure out size. So that it is taking up a little bit of room. I hope I've got everything on here to where you guys can see it. So in the solo scenario, we have set up basically it's like a dungeon delve that we're going to be doing. We're going to be descending through these layers. The first one is the entrance, and then on easy you put 2 cards underneath that, and then you have the queen. So in order to go down, we're going to have to accomplish whatever this task is. So for the get through the entrance, the bad guys have a limit of 2, so I can only have 2 bad guys on at the time. In order to descend, I need to spend 1 of my action points, and I need to exhaust an adjacent unit next to this location, right? Now it says adjacent, so technically that all would be adjacency, right? Because that's all adjacent. As we go down, of course, different things will happen. So the way the deck building works, I am going to start with a normal set of cards. Based on my particular faction. This one we are playing the what I call them, the Greenbloods. And then Each one's going to have their own asymmetric setup. So that's one of them you can deem this is asymmetric. And that's the reason I want to play this, right? Deck building is one of our favorite mechanics, one of my favorite mechanics. And then asymmetric powers. Anytime an expansion or something comes out that gives you asymmetric powers, I'd rather play with that than the base game ever again. The second thing is my asymmetric power, as I have this stack of creatures. I'm going to be able to obtain these creatures and then add them to my deck. The second way I can add is each person is going to have their own collection of or market. In my case, I have a tamer, which is just a unit. I have a sylvain, which is a unit, but it's also a creature. I have an item that I can get. I have a summoner unit. I have a shifter unit. I have a bear unit, which is an untamed. Oh, the shifter was untamed as well. The summoner is fallen. I have another badger. I start with one badger, basically as an identity. And then I also have this eagle here, which is untamed as well. So the way that you get the cards, unlike a normal deck builder, let's see if I've got this where I can zoom in good. Maybe, maybe not. So some of them are going to be based on the counter. So of course, each card is going to have a resource available. So if you don't play it, you're going to be able to capture that particular item. In this case, I would need 2, right? This one here, you need 5 counters, 5 counters. This one here, I would need to have a tamer and an untamed during that play. So basically I would discard or play a tamer and an untamed. This one I need a rookie or a rookie. I need to trash a rookie or have 2 rookies. Monstrosity times 2 for the sylvain. And this needs 3 gems. So the counters, how do I get the counters? Counters. Maybe one of my guys gives me counters. I'm going to assume. Shapeshift. We'll go over my abilities since I'm trying to read them anyways. So my particular faction's abilities, I have a tame. This allows me to acquire 1 untamed unit from the supply. I have assume. I place an untamed unit from my hand to an identity slot. So I have 2 identity slots. Shapeshift, I can swap the shifter, which I'll have to get, of course, first, with an untamed unit from the identity slot. And I do not exhaust the untamed unit, so he comes back into play. Summon, I deploy the top card from my creature pile. So if something has summon, I can get me more creatures. Water, I can exhaust an adjacent unit to add 2 counters. Okay, here we go. So it adds 2 counters on Civborium, which is one of the cards in my deck. Revive, I can place a trash creature on the creature pile and shuffle it. And then Bloodbath, remove 2 counters on this card to deal 5. Whoops, I went up underneath my thing to do 5 damage. So that is my particular character. All right. So the rounds of the game, first player goes. We're going to acquire our cards and go through that. Yep, we're going to acquire cards, go through that. We're going to move our units up the board. We're going to activate units. So to do that, we need to create an action pool. So again, when you have your cards are multi-use. You determine, do I want to use them to acquire things? Do I want to use them to play them in the field? Do I want to use them for their action points, right? So for example, this would give me 1 action point because it has 1 gem. All right. The next thing we're going to do is maintenance. So we renew any supplies or anything like this on the game. Place cards from our hand to the played slot. Renew our hand. And then we do have the actions for the nope. It's in the rulebook. I'm like, where is the? It's not on the player aid. I think it should be on the player aid, but it's not on the player aid. So then we go through the actions for the particular setup. So there's different scenarios in each one. There's only 1 scenario in the base box, unfortunately, whereas there are going to be, I think, 8. Although there was a stretch goal, so maybe there's more than 8. I know that one of the expansion I think has 3 solo that can also be played co-op. So that's where I'm kind of confused about the solo versus co-op. Because if you can two-hand it, you can play all the co-op things solo. And the new solos for the expansion says it can also be played co-op. Which means I don't know how they're going to adjust it, I guess, is the question. All right, so we check the limit. So basically, right now we have a limit of 2. Compare the number on the battlefield with the limit set on the level card. If there's no face-up level, there is no limit. Activate them, which means we will follow a course of action on their cards. So on the bottom of their cards, they say how they're going to activate. So this is going to attack, he's going to assault, he's going to attack, and then he's going to advance. So he just goes down his order. Then we are going to deploy the first card from the deck. So the ones that are out there are going to activate first, and we're going to deploy another one out. Then we activate Rishanne if she's available, which she's on the very bottom, so she's not visible. And if the level card is face down, then we turn it over. So of course, the level cards, so once we complete this, this goes away, which means this is still face down. So there's no effects occurring while that's face down. Special rules in phase 3, the player may normally perform the release and descend actions that appear on the level cards. These two actions are performed by a unit adjacent to the card with the text as if the unit had it on its own card. Perform action, the player must spend 1 AP and exhaust the unit as normal. Then they can resolve and or fulfill its specified after the colon. Okay, so that's why it says other. Okay, so in order to do it, basically I would have to have a character adjacent. I would spend my AP and exhaust him, saying that he is performing the action, but then I need to perform this as the action. So in this case, I would need to spend another AP and exhaust another unit. So 2 units would get exhausted, meaning I would not be able to use them for like attacking or anything like that. That is basically that. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, so there are victory and consequences. Of course, there's no consequences right now because there's no additional things it can go over. As you can see here, there are 2 defeat consequences, and then there's a victory consequence. Consequences sounds kind of wrong when it's a victory, but it's consequences. That is that. We will probably have to go through the phases one at a time. But let me read a little bit. Maybe read a little bit. I probably shouldn't read a little bit. I don't know what it is, because it's been like this the last couple mornings for some reason. And then by the evening it gets better, but maybe not today. No, I'm not gonna be able to read this. So I printed this on ink saver mode, and it's a little bit too late for me to read right now. It's late. So sorry, no flavor text for you guys. All right, so we are going to go ahead and start. Forget how many cards I draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10, so that means it must be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's usually always half your deck in a deck building game. All right. So, in a co-op game, that's one thing I mentioned. In a co-op game, you would share these resources, meaning when somebody acquires it, they could attach it to your character or their own. Or if there's a unit, they can also control the unit. So neutral is just neutral. Anybody can buy them. All right, so we do have a rookie. We have our taming. Add 1 counter to 1 untamed unit from your camp. Okay, so we can add. Okay, here's another way we can add counters. Okay, by playing this card. 1 deployed unit gains additional stuff. Rookie doesn't do much. Snake. 1 action. Exhaust 1 enemy unit within range, then discard this snake. Okay, so he would just exhaust. And then we have another rookie. So we have 2 rookies. Now, we could use the 2 rookies to get a tamer. And then that will go on the top of our deck. So that's one of the other neat things about I don't know, I guess it depends how you like your deck builder. But sometimes you can have them on top of the deck. Sometimes you have them on the bottom. In this particular one, it's on top. I think we do it. Since I got 2 rookies, let's go ahead and discard my 2 rookies. We'll go ahead and get us a tamer. All right. We'll go ahead and let's see. We have a shield, gives us a defense, and when attacked, we draw 1 card, which is kind of nice. That costs us 2. We have 2. This one needs 4, 3, and 3, so we can't afford any of that, but we can't afford the shield. But it's going to stay out there a while because it's the first one. So do we put our snake out? Can't do anything with these, really. I mean, I could do this. Add a counter to one untamed in our camp. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do that so we can add a counter. So I can use as counters. Who do I want to get? So the bear's 3/3. He can attack in front or beside him, 1 defense. The eagle is 1/2, but it can attack at range. This has piercing 2, which means it goes through shields. It may move over an occupied position, but it must end its movement in an available position. Okay, so it can fly over things. Let's go after the eagle. Let's go after the eagle. I don't need this, so let's do the snake. Play the snake. And then it is going to... Alright, so we acquired cards, now we're going to move our units. So the snake has a movement of 2. Maybe I should put it here. So 1, 2. Right now, we can't do this because we only have 1 out, right? So we can't do this yet because we need to be able to exhaust and 2. Right? Roots of Life is instant, but it would only be on this turn, so there's really no reason to do this. I could use it for an action point, but he can't exhaust anybody. There's nobody out there for him to exhaust. So, what do I do? Trying to see. I don't think I have to get rid of this. I think I can hold on to it. Yeah, place all played cards to discard pile. Oh, sorry, we shouldn't have been discarding yet. Yeah, renew your hand. So it doesn't say you have to play them all. Okay, so we're going to discard, renew my hand to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason you want to do that is there are cards that you can use to attack. So we did get, of course, our tamer. They have the tame ability. So again, the tame ability allows us to acquire 1 untamed unit from the supply. So, which I guess is for free. Doesn't say I have to pay the cost. Let's see here. And that keyword's not here because the keyword's here. It just says acquire 1 untamed unit from the supply. Well, that's supply. This is, hang on, my camp is down here. I think I mixed up camp and supply. I think that's supply. I think this is my camp, which means my badger would get that token. And then I would spend those tokens to get those guys. Oh, this isn't what I want. I want this one. So there's 2 rules book. It's kind of like Fantasy Flight, Final Frontier games, Fantasy Flight games. Hi, boss. What's your PayPal? It's in the links. It's on my link tree. All right. Following components. Nope. There we go. What do they call it? I think the camp is our board. Which they are turning them into boards. They weren't boards before, but now they're going to be boards instead of this little cutout thing. Oh man, faction boards. Common zone. Here you go, player set. Choose a faction. Set up in the components. Follow the setup. Shuffle your starting deck and your hand limit of 5. That doesn't make sense. Okay, no, camp. This is my camp. Okay. So when it says from the supply... Acquire one untamed unit from the supply. So I don't know if that's a mess up on the terms. Because there's nothing called supply. I have my creature pile, I have my deck, my discard, my identity slots, I have my camp, but I don't see the word supply anywhere. Do not see the word supply. So I also was hoping, because I was doing this as an earlier playthrough instead of the evening, that I would be able to, that maybe the publisher would have came out to help with questions. But looks like no. Summon. Yeah, there's nothing talking about supply. All right, we're going to keep going. I'm going to guess this is my supply. I don't know where else I would have a supply of animals. All right. So either way, all right, so now we are going to their turn. So let's get our turn order here. All right, so we're going to check the limit. The limit is 2. We're not at the limit. So, of course, now we are going to activate the Ashmans. There are no Ashmans to activate. So now we are going to deploy the first card from the deck. So the first one is a unit. He has activation 2, means he activates twice. He advances and then attacks and then advances and then attacks. In order for us to release him, right, we have 2 ways we can do it. We can defeat them or we can release them. The problem with defeating them is if we ever run out of cards, we need to shuffle the released back in. The problem with having too many released also impacts the boss. The boss does things based off of how many are in the released pile. So you kind of have to determine how many you want to do of each thing. But to release him, we need to discard another unit adjacent to them. So basically, we just discard a unit. So he's the first one out. So he's going to go 1/1. He's not going to activate because, well, we've already gone past that phase. All right. And then we're going to activate. She's not there. The level card is face over. Turn it over. It is not face over. That is that. So now we are going to discard this. I'm not going to put him here because it's going to get in my way. So I'm just going to put him underneath of here. We get us a new card. We got some groceries. So groceries allow us to draw 2 cards. That's actually pretty good. All right. So we need to get another guy out here so we can do this. I have taming. So again, we have 2 more taming so we can add. Did you check your PayPal? Sent some amount. I'll check it later. See client. I appreciate. I'm not sure what that's for. If it was for Extra Life, it would have been better to do it on Extra Life. But thank you. I guess. I don't have my PayPal linked to the notifications. So, all right. So we have Silverborum. She has water. Water allows us to exhaust an adjacent unit to add 2 counters on her. 1 deployed untamed unit may spend 1 counter to gain 1 action point. When deployed, okay, so this is the location. Okay, so it doesn't move. When deployed, add 2 counters on this card. So yeah, I think we want to go ahead and get that out there. We'll go ahead and get that out there. We'll get us 2 counters. I'm guessing maybe they might have some other kind of counters. I do have these leaves, or these not leaves, these little clouds. Let's do the clouds so I don't get them confused. Let's use clouds. So we have 2 counters on there, and let's switch this one to that. Yeah, let's do that instead. That way I don't mix up my counters. All right. So we are going to need 2 AP, right? We're going to need an AP to activate him. And we're going to need an AP to complete that. So I need to keep at least 2. So let's do the Tamer. The Tamer can move 2, so she'll be able to get up there. And then we need to keep our 2 to make our AP. And again, we have this. Now, here's the question. Am I going to need to have her defend? She only has 1 defense. He's going to advance 1. I know he advances 3. Oh, he runs 1, 2, 3. He's going to run into her. Then he's going to attack for 1. She's going to block that 1. Okay, so no, I don't need to do anything because he only attacks for 1. And then my Tamer has a defense of 1. So we're good there. All right. So I don't need to use this card. We will go ahead and I can use that as a resource. So if I use that as a resource, then that means I can use, I'll play this taming card. to get another counter on my eagle. All right. And yeah. All right, so that's that. All right, so now we're going to do the movement. So she's going to move up here. All right. And we're going to make our 2 action points. So we're going to activate this one so that it can do the descend ability. And it says I need to spend 1 AP and exhaust another unit. So we're going to spend 1 AP and exhaust another unit. So that is that piece done. So we've done the first level. This isn't going to flip over yet. All right, so we're going to go ahead and discard my cards. Go back up. No, not the creature pile. Well, so we're at 2. And then, as always, right, shuffle. And then, so same thing with this. In order to do what I needed to do, I have to spend an action point to do this, right? To do the ability on that card. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we got rookie, snake, rookie, our roots again, and another taming. All right, so now their turn. So we're going to activate their unit, which is just going to move as far as it can. It's going to attack. I'm going to block. It's going to advance again. It can't because I'm already here. It's going to block. So nothing happened. Then we are going to get the second one. Now our limit is gone because there is no limit on this particular card anymore. So we are going to get the second guy. He is a little bit different. He's got less movement. He's got 2 health instead of 3. He attacks in a lot greater area though, but he has no shields. He has 2 activations as well, but he attacks, advance, attacks. So he's going to attack, advance, attack, advance, attack. He's going to attack basically 4 times. Yeah, definitely want to get rid of this guy. To release him, discard cards from your hands with a combined value of 5. So he's going to start at number 2. All right. So that is round 2. All right. So back to me. So now we flip this over, do what our bad stuff is. Struggling hero. So the limit is now 3. To descend, we need to discard cards from our hand with a combined of 7 power. So, yeah. So now, one of the defeat... It's not that one. The way we can lose... I don't remember which rulebook it was in. Is if we cannot draw... I don't remember which rulebook it was in. We cannot draw basically a runaway, we lose. Or if we capital image map, that's how you would play the campaign for solo. Use neutral units scenario. No, where? I forget which rulebook it is. Sorry about that, guys. It was in one of these rulebooks that talks about the win-loss. Oh, here we go. Defeat 1. An Ashneum must be deployed and the army deck is empty, or the Ashneum limit defined on the level is exceeded at the time of checking. So it's when we check, we lose. Defeat 2. There are 3 Ashneum in the runaway zone, or there are 3 ornament in the defeated zone. So the runaway, I didn't go over that. There is a runaway section. So they're just going to keep trying to get down here, right? So if they ever get to the end of the board, then they will run away, right? But I don't think they advance if they can attack. I think they want to advance to attack, and then they'll run away. So like if I have no guys down here to defend, then they would do that, right? So that's what we got to do. Let's see if we can do it. All right. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can't even do it with my with my group of cards I have here. So monstrosity times 2, which I think is in here. And in order to get that, I need summon. I don't have a character with summon. So to get summon, I need him, which I need a tamer plus an untamed. Fortunately, my tamer is out. So let's go ahead and get us another tamer. Let's get us another tamer. Goes on top of my deck. And then we need an Untamed, which I have in my hand. So I think I'm going to keep this in my hand. And then if he attacks, he's got 3 health. He only does 2 damage. So I could boost his damage so he'll take him out. Let's do that. So we're going to play that there to boost that damage. And then we need 1. We're going to need 1 to activate him. All right, so we're going to hold on to this card. So we're going to use 1 to activate him. And that tamer is going to attack for 3. And then he's got 3 hit points. So we are defeating this one. Yeah, because I could have discarded him too. I just thought about that. I could have discarded him instead of acquiring one, but that's fine. We'll defeat him. We're going to defeat him. So, all right. So now it is their turn. After I draw back up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have 1 in my hand, so 5. All right. So he is going to attack. There's nothing to attack. He's going to advance. He can advance. He's going to attack for 1. The snake has 1, so that's actually going to take out my snake. My snake is no more. Discard pop. All right. Then he is going to activate a second time, so he's going to attack. There's nothing to attack, so he's going to advance 2, 1, 2, because he has 2 movement, and then he's going to attack again. So he's attacking for 1, but again, I have 2 shields now, so it didn't do anything. All right. All right, now we get another one. This one is... So he's activation 3. Holy cow. But he only moves 1. He's slow, but he's got an activation of 3. All right, so 1 is filled, so he's going to go to 2. All right. All right. So back to me. All right. So we got our snake and tamer. So we're going to play our snake and our tamer to get us a summoner, because we need our summoner. Now, there's one thing I did see on the updates. There are leader cards now, so I don't know how those leader cards are going to affect this, but any more fun, asymmetric, powery stuff is good. All right, we do have our rookie, and I would have 2 action points. So it attacks for 2. It's got 2 health, so it'll knock that out. So we're good there. He attacks for 3. The rookie only has 1 hit point. I could get rid of the rookie to get my last tamer. Oh, I forgot to get rid of a card here. Maybe I'll just put the discard down there. So I don't look at this row, but maybe it's important to look at that row. There you go. Charity promos arrived today. Thank you. Good to hear, David. Good to hear. All right, so, all right, so, I got to activate him. I need at least 1 point to activate that guy. And then again, I can use this to get a free action point on an Untamed, but I don't have any Untames out there right now. So I have 2, I can have 2 action points, or 2 resource. Again, the groceries is nice. It allows me to draw 2 cards. This gives me, again, +2 defense and draw a card when attacked. Or no, when attached, I draw a card. So this costs 2. This costs 3. I can't get that. I need something with more... Yeah, I need something with more up here, because I can't do this until I get to 7. So maybe I do go and get the trinkets. Trinkets give me 4. Or I could do the thief. So the thief is an event. I can trash it and place 1 item attached to an enemy unit or in your discard pile. Okay, so I would steal an item, but they don't get items. Or take the top card from the supply, and if it costs less than 4, then put it on your deck. Okay, so I think this is the supply, but I don't think any Untamed are going to be coming out in the supply. That doesn't make sense. So basically, this gives me a free card. Well, he costs 4 anyways. I can't get him. Yeah, I think we're going to get this because this only costs 2. It's trinkets, which gives us the 4 because we're going to need that to do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah. So we're going to discard these. We're going to activate 1 action point there for him. So he is going to attack this one. I keep defeating him. This may not be a good idea. Discard cards from your hand with a combined power of 5. Yeah, I couldn't have done that. So that's fine. All right, and then we go to 5 cards. All right. We should have enough because that treasure was on top, right? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. All right, so this slides away. Another treasure. Another treasure. You get some treasure. You get some treasure. Everybody gets some treasure. All right, so this guy, this guy is going to attack. There's nothing to attack. So then he's going to assault. Where's the assault keyword? Assault. Move this unit to your nearest unit. First, move horizontally until it reaches a column with your near. Oh, so he's automatically going to. Oh, okay. So he's moving over. And then move this unit to your nearest unit. Okay. So he doesn't have his advance is at the bottom. So assault is, I guess, goes beyond his actual movement value. I'm guessing. That's what it sounds like. It says move horizontally until it reaches the column with your unit, and then he comes down. Okay. All right. So now he's going to attack. My tamer has 2 hit points and 1 shield. He's attacking for 3. So unfortunately, I would block 1, but then he's going to still do 2 damage to me. That is no bueno. All right, and then we draw another one. So there are 14 cards on easy. So easy has 14, so I'm not as worried about defeating these guys. Because, yeah. So this guy is it's activation 2. Oh no, he activates 3. I think I was doing that activation wrong. This was one thing that was kind of confusing me in the book. I think they do the first 2 actions that they can do, or the first 3 actions that they can do. I don't think they do it twice, which I don't know if that's impacted anything I've done. So, for example, activation 3, he couldn't attack, so he would have skipped that. He can assault, so he did that. That was 1. Then he attacked. That was 2. So now he would technically advance again. So that would be his 3. So same thing here. It's activation 2. So he would try to assault. If he can't do that, then he'll attack. If he can't do that, then he'll advance. And I guess if he can't do advance, I'm not sure what he would do as his next thing he would do. Don't know. All right. We can get through this, but I also need to consider I need to stop him or he's going to run away. He's going to run away. So I got my 4, right? I got my 4. I could use my summoner. But the summoner allows me to deploy this top card of mine. He summons this card, which does 2 things. 1, it builds my deck. It gives me that card later if it gets taken out. But if I spend these 3 cards to make the 7, then I'm not going to be able to even activate him. Okay, and if I can trash this card and I get 3. Oh. Yeah, so I could trash this to get 3 activation points. I don't know why I would. Oh, so then I can make it 7 total. I think that's how that works. So actually, this will count as 7 by itself. Because it's 4. Oh no, I'd have to play it, and it would give me 3. I don't know why I would ever do that. Huh. Not even spring yet. How can you use a summoner? Summoner. Summoners? That's, what is it? Mark Summoners? I always forget his name because it's like, it sounds like summoner, but I think it's part summer, but I think the second M is an N from the Dice Tower. Yeah, I think this is, okay, so I can either use it for 4 action points, or I can trash it to get the 3. That doesn't make sense. I'm not sure how that works. We're using it for the 4 anyways, because we're doing the cost of 4. I just don't know if I want to do my summoner. He'll come back. He'll come back. I want to get through that is the thing. And I mean, I can use the rookies to just kind of go out and be cannon fodder for a minute. I mean, I could add this to a rookie and only use 1 rookie, because that guy, he's only going to go 1. This guy, I don't want him to run away. So maybe that's what I do. Yeah, let's do that. So we're discarding 2 cards to descend. Oh, no, I need a guy on the field first. Sorry, I need a guy on the field first. So got to put the rookie on the field. Rookie on the field. And then he's got to... Oh, but that's going to be his 1 action. Oh, which means I can't have him attack. Maybe I let that guy run away. I think I'm just going to let that guy run away. Oh, no, but he's got assault. He's going to come after me anyways. Well, not if I'm up here. He's not going to go back up. I have a movement of 1, though. Yeah, he can't... Oh, we can attack a side, so he can actually go here and still attack me. Oh, yeesh. It's not what I wanted. But I have to have a guy out there to do that descent. So I got to put a guy out there. I get to go first, which is fine. I'll still accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. I just can't attack and activate on the same turn. Which means I'll have 1 left over. Let's... Let's go ahead and trash. I'm going to trash the rookie. So goodbye, rookie. We're going to put you over there. We're going to trash the rookie because that'll get me my last tamer. We're going to use this for our action point. So we're using that for our action point. Actually, we got to move him first. We're going to use that for our action point to exhaust him to perform that action, which requires me to discard 7 cost or 7 power. So this one is now gone. All right. And that poor little rookie didn't know what happened to him. Poor little rookie. Oh, actually, they would come after this too, wouldn't they? Yeah, he would still come. They would still come after this because it says hit points. Okay. Well, as long as they have assault, because assault will allow them to move. All right. David, I sound horrible, don't I? I don't know why. I don't feel sick. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. I don't know which one I hate worse. This one or when it's all phlegmy. One or the other one I hate more. All right. So we are going to draw. Why was the tamer and the snake down here? Oh, this was from the previous turn. Which means these would have been shuffled in, wouldn't they have? Yeah, they would have been. Whoopsie. They would have been shuffled when I did my shuffle to grab my last 3 cards. 3, 4, 5. All right. So I got snake, taming, rookie, snake, and a tamer. All right. So, discard that. There we go. All right. So there is no limit right now because there's not sound deep, good for radio. Yeah, I should record all my podcasts right now, right? Record like 20 podcasts to get ahead of it. And now on this episode. All right. So he's going to attack. He can't do that. So he's going to assault, which says he moves first. So he's moving over. I don't remember. Can you move in the same row as another guy? Well, that guy's got assault too. That guy's gonna move over here anyways. All right, I'm going this way. I can't remember. So he assault. He moved here. Now he's going to attack. He's attacking for 3. My poor little guy only has 1, so he gets discarded. All right, and then he's only done 2 actions, so he gets 1 more activation. So he's going to advance 1. All right. Then we're going to do this guy. He's going to assault, which is going to put him over here. Then he is going to attack. He can't attack, so he's going to advance. And like I said, he's supposed to take 2 activations. So that's his second activation. So he didn't make it all the way down here. My tree is safe for now. My tree is safe for now. For lunch, I'd like to see a pepper assault. All right, we're getting our 3rd guy. Most of these said they was 3, so I'm thinking this may not be good. All right, so he is, well, he's that activation 3 guy. I like him. I don't like the activation 3 guy. All right, so we got to get out here and kill some guys. All right, oh, reveal our next card. So we are almost to the queen. We just got to get through this one and then we can get to the queen. So it's a trap. It's a trap. To do this one, to descend, we need to trash 1 deployed unit that has at least 3 attack, 3 movement, or 3 gems. So I do not have any unit that has 3. Do any of my units have 3? My bear does, and I wasn't going for my bear. Oh, man. Sylvain does, but she needs 2 monstrosities, and I haven't got my monstrosities yet. That one might be out there a while. Oh, man. I was going to say, oh, my tree, but my tree's only got 2. And these are all 2. Now, they're 2 if I enhance them. If I enhance them, would that technically work? Right? If I add the plus 1, I don't even have that card with me right now. It's like, but if I add the +1 card, would that work? Right? Because that makes them 3. It's instant. We'll have to see if that even becomes a thing. All right. So we have a lot of snakes. So snake is good because I can get a free with the snakes. We're definitely going to play the snake because he gets a free action. All right. Now I don't know how this works. My tree's here. Would my next guy start here? Oh, luckily my limit was 4. Otherwise, that would have been game over. Oh no, it'd be game over when we get to that step. So we actually would still have been good. All right, we want my tamer, right? My tamer allows me to tame. Acquire 1 untamed unit from the supply. I'm going to check something. I've got to check this, guys, because this is the supply. But are there untamed units in the supply? Oh, there are. Okay. So there are untamed units in the supply. So really, I only want to do, oh yeah, a warg. I only want to do her tame action when they come out. Well, that's not as good as I thought it was. All right, we need 5 counters on the eagle. So let's get our eagle. Let's get our eagle ready. So we do the taming of the shrew. I need to activate the snake. The snake can still do 1 damage to it. Well, no, it's got 1 shield. Oh, the snake is not going to do anything. Oh, but he can exhaust. He can just exhaust this one so it can't take an action. And then I discard the snake. That I'm fine with. I think I'm going to exhaust him. Because if he assaults, he's gonna be able to take out my tree anyways. And he gets an action anyway. That's a free action for him, so I don't need to worry about a card for that. Let's put the second snake here. Again, he attacks for 1, has 1 defense, so I can't do anything to them. Oh, but I need to take one of these guys out. Oh, I just don't move him, because then he can... Both of them can attack this guy. No. Yeah, both of them can attack. So when they can group up and attack at the same time, they combine their damage. They would do 2 damage, which would really only do 1 damage to him. And they both can do that for free. So I need one more to be able to take that guy out. And I need to save one. So we'll do our tamer. We'll do our tamer. We'll use this for its resources. All right, let's discard you so I don't forget about that. Okay. So build our resource pool. Resource pool is 1. All right. So movement. I'm gonna move. Oh, the snake can actually attack 2 away because I guess it spits the venom. Okay, that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna have all of them attack. So 1, 2, right? Do both of those. And then 3. Right. What was the water again? Water. Exhaust 1 adjacent unit to add 2 counters. Okay, so I can exhaust somebody next to the tree. Okay. So now they're all 3 going to attack. So that's 2, 3, 4. 1 shield plus that. So they are gone. Yeah, discard 1 Croconium from card in your hand. I don't have any Croconium, so we're defeating another one. It's not the best of ideas, Will. All right. Yeah, that's all I can do. All right. Come on. Come on, untame, so I can use my tamer. Ooh, he is. Croconium. He's a unit 3. Oh, and it'll give me my 3. Give me my 3 for that. Untamed, Croconium. Each adjacent unit gains 1 free. Oh, and he gets free actions. Oh, I like him. But I have to get through my deck. Now, again. Oh, I wish he would have came out the previous. Oh, to buy him, though, I don't. No. I got the tame action. I just can automatically get this. I don't need to pay it. I just get it because of my tamer. Ooh. But I will have to go through my deck again to get to it. All right. We're good. We're good. All right. Bad guy's turn. Oh, I got to draw first. So 2. This is why I wish if it would have been 1 turn earlier, because see, now I had to shuffle. Oh, no, when I acquire the card, it goes on the top of my deck. It goes on the top of my deck. So actually, I will get it on my next turn. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I haven't summoned anything yet, and I haven't transformed yet. Okay, got my summoner, though. Tamer, summoner. So my summoner, I will be able to summon the top card from my deck, so I'll finally get them out there. Yeah. All right, we're good. All right, so it's their turn. So we're going to start with the guy number 1. He's going to advance 1. He's going to attack. He can't attack, so he's going to advance. And then he's going to advance again. All right. And then this one, he has activation 2. So he's going to assault. He doesn't need to because this is already the nearest one. So then he's going to attack. He can't attack, so then he's going to advance. And he needs to take a second activation. He's not going to assault because he's already in the row, so then he's going to attack. So he's going to attack for 2, which will take out my poor little snake. Yeah, I forgot to take these off. And then we get another one of these guys. Activation 2, advance attack. 1, 2. So at the top of the board, it's kind of cut off. There are numbers at the top. So you always put them in the next number that that somebody isn't already in. All right. So he's going to be mean and want to attack me. That's okay. All right. So we know we want to activate that. So we know we need to have at least a card for that. We know we want to put the summoner out. He doesn't have much. Doesn't have much anything. He's really just meant to summon. Summoner gains +1 health if adjacent to any creature. That's okay. Maybe these say creature. Do any of my other ones say creature? The Sylvain says creature. I think these say creature. Okay, so we need 1. Okay, we need 1. We need 1 for that. So we'll use the rookie for that, I think. So we're doing the taming to get that. We're using him to get a summon. So that's our 2 here. I could use the water here, exhaust an adjacent unit to add 2 counters to it. So I could exhaust this to then get 2 more counters, which would be for my snakes. I do have a tamer and a taming. So if we do the taming, that adds 2 more there, or 1 more there. Whoops, these flipped over to 2s. So we're at 4 of 5 for that. We can almost get our eagle. Okay. Okay, so I think I do need to attack this one though. But I'll need 1 more. Because he's gonna come down here and hit my tree. Which defeats the purpose of getting the tokens on it. She attacks for 2, that has 2. So I could do that, but then I'm one short. No, I'm gonna have to do this. Let's do this. Let's take that back. Let's put that there. Yeah, I think that's how I want to go. All right. So now we build our activation pool. Do I want to move anybody? No, I don't think I want to move anybody. He's going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. He's coming down here and hitting this snake anyways, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's gonna take out the snake anyways. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. That's our pool. All right. So first we want to tame and get this guy. He goes right there. Then we want to do him to summon. So he summoned a monstrosity. So now we do have a monstrosity. He doesn't do anything really. He's 0/0/0. Fallen creature. When you draw this card from the creature pile, put it on the discard pile. Oh. Well, that isn't what I wanted to happen. It's just, no, that's not what I wanted to happen. I wanted a guy here to attack him. Well, jeez. All right. And then I was going to activate this, but need to do this. So I'm going to activate this. The tamer is going to attack for 2. It blocks 1, so it takes 1 damage. Hey, the first time I get to use a damage token. Actually, hang on. Discard 2 units adjacent to it. Actually, instead of doing that, instead of doing that, let's move the snake. I didn't read his release ability, so we move the snake. Now, instead of attacking, I'm going to activate the release. So I'm going to release this guy, and then that requires me to discard 2 units adjacent to it, which were these 2 units. So it's like that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I'm going to be able to get through that one because I have this other dude. I do have to trash him, which means I got this guy basically for nothing. I got him just to complete the quest because I'm not going to be able to use him because I have to trash him. Yeah. Okay. All right, so their turn. This guy goes first. He's going to advance. There's no reason for him to advance because he's already next to somebody. So he's going to attack. He attacks for 2. I block 1. So that's 1 damage. He's going to advance. So is he going to run away? I want to think they always want to stay where they can attack somebody. Now I'm questioning that. Would he advance, attack this guy, and then advance 1 more off the board? I think that's what he would do. All right, so we're going to say he advance, he attacks him, and then he advance 1 more, so he ran away. All right. Which means this guy is gone. So hopefully that's some of the stuff that kind of, all of that release, and Zero Kraken, release the Kraken. Hopefully they kind of clarify some of this stuff, like with the actions, because that's the one thing in the book. It's not, it mentions they get 3 activations, but in the example, it's like, okay, they can't attack. So then it shows that they do this and this, and they say they get 1 more activation. But it doesn't say like, okay, in the case of an advance, do they have to advance, right? Or since they're next to somebody, would they just attack and then advance. I mean, either way, he would have taken out 1 damage, and then he would have advanced twice off, or because he was there to keep attacking, would he just keep attacking for all 3 activations? I don't know. So we'll do it that way. And if it's wrong, the publisher maybe will leave a comment in my video. Don't know. So then he is going to advance 3. 1, 2, 3. And then he is going to attack for 1. She blocks 1, so nothing happens. All right, and then we're going to get another one of them. This goes 1, 1. So this is the activation 2 advance attack. So there is a card, and I think that's where I kind of got confused because I watched Meet Me at the Table. No FAQ yet? No, because I mean, it's still prototype, right? It's still crowdfunding. I watched what Meet Me at the Tables, and he had a card that did make them go twice. So there's multiple of these level cards, and his made them go twice. So I do know it's a thing. So we're gonna get rid of that. We get 2 cards. So we have a Fallen, and we have an item. All right. Okay, so we're gonna put him out. Yeah, he can actually still attack though. I can still use him to attack. And then just have the Tamer do that ability, I guess. Because yeah, she can't tame anybody right now because there's not another one in there. All right, how do I get rid of him? Discard another unit adjacent to it. Oh, okay, so I could just discard that to get this. That's the same. That's discard another unit. Okay, so what do I want to do? I don't have enough monstrosities yet because I just got my first one. I could get Natural Instincts as my item. Free action. 1 untamed unit gains 1 AP. So basically, I attach this item to anything, and as a free action, I can make one of my untames just go. This is Unstable Sphere. +4 damage and piercing. After next attack unit attacks, after it attaches, trash this card. So it's a one-time hit. Costs 3. The Dark Witch, she attacks everywhere. She does like AoE. Cast 3 spell. Discard cards from your hand with a total power of 6 to gain +3 this round. When deployed, draw 1 card. Either need 5 or a unit plus Croconium, which is my treasure chest, which I do have. I could get her. Let's get her. I think she would just be fun. All right, 1 unit. So we'll do the Tamer and the Croconium to get her. She goes top of my deck. All right. I need 2 activations, so these are my 2 activations, so that's fine. We're going to activate him. So 2 activations, so we can discard these. All right, so we're going to activate the Croconium to see. I don't think I need to worry about releasing, because I mean I've still got a lot of cards on easy. So the Croconium is just going to take him out. It hits for 4. I want to use him, so he's. I want to use him. So that way it wasn't a total waste of a purchase. Each unit adjacent gains 1 free action. So the water. He's the only one adjacent, so I can't do her water ability. Hang on, but I could have. No, I couldn't have moved him. There was somebody there. Yeah, I had another one. Then it could have. This I could exhaust him, but he's already exhausted now. All right, and then Tamer's going to use the Descend ability, which is to trash this card. So it's just going to go to the discard pile to complete this. All right, so 5 cards. 1, 2. All right. So we are on the queen. We get to the queen. That took about an hour-ish with me rambling and talking and slight overview. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that. I don't know what I got to do. I think she's got a lot of hit points. So I think I just got to send a whole bunch of people after her. All right. So there's only one guy on the board. So he's going to advance 1, 2, 3. Gets all the way down here with me. He can actually only attack in front of himself. So he can't attack. So he has to take a second action. So he's going to advance again, which means he ran away. I'm guessing. Again, that's the only part that's kind of confusing to me is how they activate. It's still a little bit confusing to me. All right, we got a knife. I should have done this before. All right. So we do draw a new one. He hangs out up here at 1. All right, and then we flip the queen over. All right, so the queen. Whoop, is that gonna work? Close enough. So the queen, I'm way zoomed out to get this whole board in here. Is this solo only game? No, David, it actually has 3 modes, which is kind of unique. It has a versus, so kind of like Summoner Wars. It has a co-op, which I was going to do 2-handed co-op, but the publisher said for your first game, they didn't recommend that because there's too much to keep up with, even though that's how we normally play. And then there is solo. So there's 3 ways to play. Alex Radcliffe did his, and he said solo really is the way he would prefer to play. He doesn't like the versus, and I can see why not, because this board is huge. So being able to see what your opponent can do would be kind of hard until you know all the characters and all the factions. No BGG page yet? Yeah, there's a BGG page. It should be linked in the details in the description. All right, so she gets 4 plus X, where X is the number of, oh no, it's the number of, it's this. So it's the number that had been released, right? That's mentioned somewhere. It says her health is equal to the release pile. What's that? Send levels, face the queen, move them from the board and place them called runaways. In addition to freeing them, the player can decide to attack and defeat them. They never retreat. Oh, okay. So the release, okay. No, the release is face down. Sorry. Release is face down. She's using the release deck. There's only 1 card in there. So she's just going to use that 1 card because I didn't release enough people, I guess. Her limit is 4. Yeah, so, okay. Oh, here it is. When Rishanne is being attacked, draw 1 card from the release pile. X value is equal to the heart value of that card, then discard it. If the release pile is empty, reshuffle it. So it's always going to be that 1 card. I've not released anybody else. Yeah, so it's kind of weird. On BGG, it's Nuvitrum. On the crowdfunding page, it's the whole thing, Cloud War Tales. So yeah, I don't know which name they're going with. I'm going to go with the one on BGG. I don't know which one was first. Maybe they added the extra and just never updated BGG. Okay, there's only 1 in there, so it's always going to be that same amount, which, I mean, technically, I think it was 3. At the end of each round, deal 2 damage to each unit around her, piercing 3. So she attacks around, and then she does have piercing, which piercing 3 seems very high. Piercing 3 seems very high. During an attack, ignore that amount. So basically, she gets through all of my shields because it's 3. So that happens. Yeah, so she don't have any, okay, so she don't have any attacks, anything there, because everything's on her card. Okay. And this is the easy one. There is a hard one as well. There is a hard one. All right. So we've done that. Now it's back to us. The weird thing is, like, her health changes each time you flip a card. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Right? Because, like, you flip the card and it's a 3, right? So, okay, that means her health is 7, right? So, say we get 6 damage on it. And then the next card revealed, I only got 1 in there, is a 2. Does that mean she instantly dies? I guess I need to get some more guys. I need to get that one guy in here, I guess. All right, so we just need to whack on her at least 4. So I got 2 damage here. Got this tamer. It can go 1, 2, so it can attack her. We're going to play that. We got our witch. We wanted my witch. My witch only moves 1, though. So I can put the witch here because I can move that guy 1, 2. All right, so that's good. And then we have, this alone gives us 4 action points. So let's get our summoner out there. Why not? Get our summoner out there. That gives us 5 action points total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then whatever we summon, maybe we'll summon something. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing, guys. Let's see if we can take her out in one. I think we're gonna take her out in one shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. There we go. So, that's our 5. All right. So first we move. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and I think I'm leaving him here because I don't know what his thing's gonna do. I mean, he actually can attack at an angle, but he gets additional health if he's adjacent to any creature. I mean, everybody's gonna die. If we don't take her out, everybody's gonna die because she does damage. 2 damage. So everybody's dying. This is a Hail Mary, right? All right, so let me reread the cast. How does that work? For the chica. For my witch, cast X. Discard and resolve a spell X or lower card. Oh, so she can't cast a spell because I have no spells. So she's just doing 1 damage unless I discarded 6 power, which I didn't have. So the witch is kind of like, witch wasn't as good as I thought she was. She's going to do 1 damage. That's all she's doing. Oh, man. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's do our summoner first. So he's going to summon this. Oh, it is a creature this time. Drainer. 3/3, attacks everywhere. That's good. Bloodbath. Remove 2 counters on this card to deal 5 damage. Ooh. Okay, see, this is where you would want to add counters to him. Add 1 counter on this card if Drainer defeats any units. Oh, that's nice. So if he would have been out there defeating units, he would have gotten counters, and then he can do Bloodbath. That would be cool. Okay. All right, so attack for 2. She has 6 hit points. Draw a card from the released pile. X is equal to the hit points of that card. Then discard it. So it's just going to stay 2. I've only got 1 card in there. So her hit points is 6. So this one is going to attack for 2. And then this one's going to attack for 1 just because I think it's funny. And then this one, which we saved that, is going to attack for 3. That's it. Ding ding, the witch is dead. The wicked witch no one was. Yeah, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8. We did 8 damage. We kind of, I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it in the first impressions, but that was like very easy, very anticlimactic, because we only had 1 person in the release pile. And that's not a loss condition. So again, we'll go through this. A loss condition is when one of the Ashneum must be deployed and the army deck is empty or the limit is reached, which didn't happen. Defeat 2 is there are 3 Ashneum in the runaway zone, or there are 3 Ashneum in the defeated zone. Oh, actually we lost here. We lost here because we defeated more than 3. All right, so that was a lost condition. So earlier I lost. I lost earlier. Sorry. Earlier I lost. Wow, okay, that makes it a lot harder. That would have made it a lot harder because that means I wouldn't have been able to defeat 2 of these guys. So that would have required me to discard a hand of 5. I mean, I could have done this one, discard another unit. So we could have said, okay, that one was done earlier. And then this one, same thing, discard another unit. So either way, she would have drawn either a 7. She'd either be at 7 or 6. Yeah, she'd been at 7 or 6. We still would have been able to defeat her with what I should have done, I guess. So we'll go ahead and do our first impressions. Somewhere. There we go. All right. First impressions. Here we go, guys. I got to go eat lunch. This is my lunch break stream. Luckily, got it done in less than an hour and a half. So the first thing are components. Of course, this is a prototype. Things are subject to change. One other caveat, and this is something that a lot of people are concerned with. I come from the tech industry. I know this is what it is in the future. I also come from a marketing and business background. I know what it takes to run and start a business and be able to get on the ground floor and running and doing what it needs to do. The art in this game was derived originally from AI. There's an FAQ that goes over in detail how he used it as prompting to get pieces that he wanted for like backgrounds and colors and texture and different things that he was looking for. But then he went in and actually created and modified and painted the images together to create the art that he has. He has a background in like graphics and I think CAD or engineering design and stuff. So he's familiar with using computers to make images. And his entire family are artists. So he's not trying to take money away from an artist. He's just trying to get his game made. And it costs a lot of money to pay artists. I get that. The art, honestly, is what drew me into the game. What he did with the tools he had is what drew me in and why I wanted to approach. I am not as concerned about AI as some people are. I know the better AI is getting, the less resources it's using, the less of a lot of different things that are occurring. I have to use AI in my daily business, my job, right? If I didn't want to be involved in AI, I'd have to quit my job, right? My job revolves around AI in some form, so I can't get away from it. So the most you can do is embrace it and use it in the right way. And I feel like he's using it in the right way. He's not selling you the AI created content. He's using it to help himself build the world he wants to build. So with that caveat out the way, the graphics are great. I like the art on all the cards. All of them are unique within each deck. So that's another thing. Each deck, of course, all the cards were very unique art in them. Each of the scenarios are going to have unique art based on, I guess, those people that you're going up against. So that's great. The card quality, even for a prototype, is good. The tokens are a nice, sturdy token. It's always nice to have upgraded tokens. The box, actually, these came in a punch board. Like all this looked like a really well done prototype. My 2 things on the components that I'm, not so good with. One is the scenario, like how you run the scenario. He did say, and this is a stretch goal if they make, I think they need another like $600 or $900 when I looked this morning. They are going to make these into PVC cards. So that'd be a little bit easier. But of course, I was looking on these cards and the backs are blank. So I would like to see maybe that turn order action on the back of one of the extra cards that you have, because both of them are blank on the back. I think they could utilize that space a little bit better. The second thing is, I guess, some keywords, right? I was confused about some of the keywords, specifically the tamer. It took me a while to figure out that the supply is the common market supply. And then, of course, this is my camp. That took a minute. Also in the rules, I think a little bit more clarification on the advancing. Maybe put a couple different examples. For example, I had a couple examples where like that one where the guy advanced and then attacked, and then he could advance again, but he was already next to somebody. So it's like, okay, should he have advanced and gone next to somebody else and then attacked and then advanced off the board, which is how I did it? Because on a previous turn, I didn't do that. I was like, oh, he's already next to somebody, right? So I think it's that scenario when it's next to, because if you're next to, your path in front of you isn't blocked. You can keep going and you can run away, right? And once 3 run away, again, that was a loss condition. And maybe that's another thing on easy, for the, I guess for the, this kind of goes down to the difficulty more than not. I think maybe easy also needs to adjust how many you can defeat versus run away, versus the released. Now, again, I was trying to go through this quickly, so it is very possible that if I wanted to play out more turns and build my deck a little bit more, so make this video a little bit longer, then yes, I probably wouldn't have defeated everybody I was defeating. I probably would have spent the time to get rid of some of my guys or discard 5 resources to get rid of the guys, and do the release actions. Next are the mechanics. So let me take a drink real quick, because again, my throat, I don't know what's up with my throat, guys. I have a hole in my lip. David wants to know the price. I'm not sure. It wasn't much. Not for what you're getting. It's like 700. I think they say it's like 730 cards. And I want to think the all-in with like the playmats might have been 70 pounds or 70 euros, maybe, or maybe the base game. No, it was. I think the gameplay all-in without the mats is about 70 euros, and that's with the 4 factions in the core box, 2 more faction expansions, and then the scenarios that tie into those expansions. So $70, that's not bad. I mean, $70, I mean, that's a core set for Marvel Champions nowadays. Next is the mechanics. So with the mechanics, like I said, it's a very unique deck build, right? Normally most deck builders, you have your resource in the top corner, and that's all you get to buy things. Similarly, every card is multi-use. I can use it to buy things. I can use it to put into the field. I can use it to get me my action points at the end of my turn, right? So then I can do my attacks or activate the characters. I think all that is really unique and really neat the way they've done it. Now, the other modes, I don't know how well that would work. In co-op, I'm perfectly fine with the way that everything is, or solo, I should say. I'm perfectly fine with that. I think that's also kind of unique in the mechanics when you do co-op. I mentioned the market row, or the supply row. Anybody controls those. If those gray cards are on the field, anybody playing gets to control those. If those gray cards are in your hand, you can play them on anybody's, right? So it truly is cooperative where you can help each other out. You can also use those cards to provide action points. Well, I'm sorry, not provide action points. The action points themselves is also combined in a co-op game. So you are discarding cards together to get your action pool. So very similarly, and maybe that's why they're saying it's a little bit more complicated to wrap your head around when you're doing two-handed, is you are now not only calculating how many action points you might want, but if you're doing two-handed, you're also talking to the other player and being like, hey, how many action points do you want? Right? Okay, do you have the cards? Okay, well, I've got this extra card. I'm not going to, so I think that's cool how that would work. And I can see how they're saying on a solo, that can get a little bit much. Then again, maybe not, right? There's plenty of games where people play two-handed to do just as much. And again, maybe I'll do another one. Core game, 60 pounds, all in with the playmats. Core game is 60. All in with the playmats or all in? Because they had 2 all-ins. They had gameplay all in and they had the playmat all in. Difficulty. So there are multiple difficulties. We already touched on that. This was the easy. There is easy, you select Rishanne, you select 2 random levels, and then you get a 14 army deck. Normal is the same except for there's only 12 in the army. I mean, I didn't even touch that army. And then hard, you select Mad Rishanne, which is the other version of her. You do 3 levels that you have to go down, and there's only 10 in the deck. So the only thing I would say is I would like I said, I would like maybe some adjustment on the defeat conditions, but this is a fail forward. So it's not like, okay, you lose and you got to replay it. It is fail forward. So I like games that fail forward because that means you don't have to keep replaying the same thing over and over again, trying to bash your head against it to get to the next scenario, the next campaign thing. With that said, each scenario can also be played as a one-off. You just don't do the starting consequence sections, right? You just basically play the one-off. Now that's always where I always wonder how much the game is balanced by doing the plug and play scenario design, because sometimes they expect you to have some of the upgraded cards. So in the actual solo, and maybe the co-op too, I can't remember. You get to go to a town and you get to buy things and you get to upgrade. And then there's a couple little side quests which will allow you to get more cards. So I imagine you're going to be able to upgrade your decks. So if you're not doing that and you jump in on scenario 4 or 5, or shoot, scenario 8, which is the last scenario, is it going to be designed with those things in mind? I would hope the starting and ending things, like when you set it up, are what compensate for that. So they designed everything at a base deck level, and then of course those pluses and negatives. Maybe we'll change that. But no, I didn't find it too difficult. Again, like any new game, you got to kind of get around the new mechanics or mechanisms. And then of course with this, because it is really different in how the deck building works, you got to get a grasp under that. But I didn't find it too difficult. 125 is the deluxe all in. And it looks like the prices go up after 30 days. Okay, so that's probably in the pledge manager. It's going to go up. Okay, sounds about right. Fun at 2. Don't know. Didn't get to play a co-op because, of course, Audrey can't join me during the week. She can only join me on like Fridays. And I wanted to get this in before the campaign was done. For those of you guys, I know a lot of people want to see co-op. So as long as I don't need to send this off to another content creator, or there's another content creator asking for it, and you guys let me know down in the comments, I may do a co-op playthrough during the pledge manager. I'll just have to two-hand it, and we'll see how that train wreck works. But no, I played fun at one. I had fun at one. I enjoyed this. This is a neat little. I don't do many lane battlers. I mean, I've done a couple little tower defense type things, but this is really unique in the way that it was working. Last is the theme. I didn't get to read the stories. There are story. I like anytime they add a little bit of story elements to the scenarios, a little bit of story elements to the characters. I like this world that he's building. Again, he's building up this world. He's trying to create this because I would say maybe in the future they want to have more expansions or they want to have more games in this world. The only reason I say that is as David was trying to figure out on BGG, right? You have to look it up by this, but the full title says Cloud's War Tales. Again, I don't know why that's an S. I think it's Cloud War Tales, right? When you talk about War Tales, that makes me think like, okay, this is going to be an overarching epic story type thing. So I could see this world really being built out more. But yeah, I like the theme. That was, again, one of the things that when I saw the art and the theme on it, I was like, oh, this is a game I want to check out. It's kind of fantasy, kind of not. I mean, it's like a good mix of different things. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one thing back to the components I forgot to mention. I hope they change the board. Only in so much that they've got extras. I know it won't be centered on this board anymore, but there's this A and this B. I'm not sure what those are for, to be honest, because I didn't need to use them. But then with the card row over here on the right side, it's like I had to slide it up a little bit so that way the cards weren't falling off of it. So what I would like to see is either just shrink that down and just put like a marker showing that the card should be just underneath of it, or shrink the left side down to make this come to the right. But I would kind of shrink everything down just a bit, so it doesn't take up as much table space. And then if you're gonna have the market cards and stuff like that, the supply row, either have it fully on the board or fully off the board. Again, just component thing down here at the end. I remember when I was looking down at the cards. Anyway, guys, that is this playthrough. I got a lot of games signed up for this week. Another crowdfunding preview this week for a Button Shy game, and then a crowdfunding preview next week for Flockers, which has been getting good buzz. That will be solo. If I like it, I might set up another co-op. No, I can't set up a co-op for next weekend. We'll be out of town. So maybe I'll set it. If I don't have to send the game off right away, me and Audrey might do a co-op play of Flockers as well. Otherwise, lots of deck building games. We got Dune coming up. We got, what else did I schedule? Legendary. I don't even remember what else I scheduled. Lots of stuff. Marvel United in the future. It will probably be 2 weeks from now, David, because I have to paint the minis. And since, again, I'll be out of town this weekend, there's no painting stream this weekend. Good thing, oh no, there is a painting. I can't have a painting stream this weekend. I can do it next week. I'm thinking of next weekend. Yeah, I might. It depends what I want to paint this weekend. Either Marvel United. I keep thinking I want to paint Primal because I think I want to play Primal. So I guess it's really, maybe I'll throw up a poll. If people want me to play Marvel United or Primal next week, and that'll determine what I paint this weekend. That'll determine. Either way. What do you guys got to do? Like, subscribe, bell notification, hit the notify me on all the live streams so you can come and join me during lunch or in the evenings. But until next time, guys. Peace.